Welcome to the Worst of the Riot podcast. Coming up, the one thing that Republicans and Democrats agree on, and it involves Taylor Swift.
Also, dimples. Do you have them? Do you want them? And why are people paying for them? And more on the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Welcome to Wednesday. You know what that means. Battle of the Buzz. You got a great one today. Matt Carney, POD, about an hour from now. Should be nice. Hello, Isaiah.
Hi there.
Did you see Elmo going viral on X recently?
Elmo has not popped up on my Twitter.
This didn't.
Oddly enough.
I've seen the headlines, which is really good, I think, for X, for Twitter. All the headlines are always about stuff going on TikTok, but today, a headline all about Elmo and Twitter, where Elmo posted a simple tweet. Elmo always talks in the third person. He says, Elmo's just checking in. How's everybody doing? And he was not prepared for how people were doing, because you would get people chiming in with like, Elmo, I'm going to be real. I'm at my limit. Elmo, I've got to level with you, baby. We are fighting for our lives. And just on and on. Just a myriad of responses, and nobody really being like, yeah, I'm doing great.
Yeah, I'm reading here. Dave says, wife left me. Daughters don't respect me. My job is a joke. Any more questions, Elmo?
Elmo wasn't ready for this. But I think this is a learning lesson for all of us. Because there's people out there that lament. They say, why don't we, when you ask somebody how they're doing and they say fine, do you really believe it? Do you when somebody asks you how you're doing, do you really answer honestly? This is what happens when people answer honestly. This isn't what we want. We all can't deal with this. Elmo can't handle this. Fine is good enough. That's all you need to say to most people.
And what I would say is, if you ask someone to look around the room that they're in right now, or the car that you're in right now, and say, find as many red things as you possibly can. If you did that, you'd look around and you'd see some red things.
Uh-huh.
And then if I asked you how many yellow things you saw, you would have 0 yellow things to share, right? But you'd have all these red things. Yo, it's going somewhere good. You'd have all these red things. You probably count that door over there, which isn't red. It's like a burgundy.
Yeah.
You wouldn't really count that, but in that moment, you would have counted it. That's because if you look for bad things in your life, if you're constantly searching for bad things in your life and you're looking for what's wrong, you'll constantly find wrong things. You won't find good things until everybody's trauma dumping on Elmo right now because they're not looking for the good things in your life. You got good things in your life every day. Every day.
It's Elmo too. You would think if
that would bring out the happiness.
That's right. You would think his followers, the followers of Elmo, would be the more likely ones to be cheerful and happy.
When has Elmo not been happy?
Yeah, I don't know.
Almost always.
Pretty much, unless Rocco is involved. What do you feel about Elmo? You like Elmo?
Oh, I've always loved Elmo.
Is he your favorite Sesame Street?
Yeah, I would say growing up, I was a big Elmo fan. I liked watching Elmo a lot.
Did you watch Elmo's World or whatever?
Yeah, I don't even know what I was watching at the time. I know that I watched Elmo. I don't know what version of Elmo I was even watching.
If it was like,
because I was so little.
If it was mostly Elmo,
it was a lot of
that's
Elmo.
Elmo's World.
It was a lot of
Elmo.
I
don't think you were watching Sesame Street. I don't even know if I watched Sesame Street.
I don't know if I did either, but I know that I really liked Elmo.
But Grover's my favorite.
Grover.
Yeah.
Do yourself a favor and follow The Riot on Instagram at RadioU Riot.
It's time for some useless knowledge. I'm going to ask you guys some questions. You all are going to answer. And if you get the questions right, you win absolutely nothing. Today's National Hot Chocolate Day.
Good day for it.
Have you had hot cocoa recently?
Maybe like Halloween.
Halloween?
I'm pretty sure.
I was a little early in the season.
Yeah, but it was cold on Halloween.
I haven't whipped out hot cocoa yet this winter. And at this point, it feels like I may not.
Yeah.
This go around. Maybe next year. But the question today, We're talking about when the first chocolate house was in Europe. And so you think back in the day, they used to have places where you could go called chocolate houses, where you could just go get some hot cocoa.
Okay.
At that point, it was called an excellent West India drink. In what city in Europe was the first chocolate house created?
All right. I think our minds go all to the same country when we think about hot chocolate. So maybe it's there. Let's work on that.
It was back in 1657.
8772 Radio U. Chime in on today's useless knowledge if you think you know the answer. Whether you get it right or get it wrong, you won't win anything, but it's fun to play.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Well, I think everyone, when you think of chocolate, when you think of hot chocolate, you think of Swiss Miss.
I like the way you're going.
Switzerland.
I like where you're headed.
Nestle, also big chocolate company, also based in Switzerland. And so then I think, what is the chocolatiest city in Switzerland that I can think of? And so I'm going to answer Geneva.
Unfortunately incorrect. The city I was looking for that brought the first chocolate house was in Queen's Head Alley near Bishop's Gate in the city of London in 1657.
Not even close.
Let's do some rapid fire. Back in 1948, the first chocolate milk powder was made. What company created this?
I would think it would be Nestle. Nestle's Quick.
It was Nesquik.
Yeah.
Nestle's Quick, Nestle, whatever you want to call it. How about this one? Aztec warriors would often drink hot chocolate before going into battle as it was a sacred drink. It was rumored to give them extra energy. How many cups did they drink a day of this wonderful powder?
It was a sacred drink?
Uh-huh.
Then probably like one.
You would think so.
No! No!
They were drinking 50 cups a day.
How?
When they were in war.
How?
I don't even know how that's possible.
Yeah.
They just had it on them. How are they keeping it hot?
How big are the cups?
It must have been huge.
Yeah. They have a hot chocolate guy. He doesn't go into the battle. He's just making the hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate was valued as a medicine between the 16th and 19th centuries. Early explorers noted that chocolate drinks could help treat what? Multiple different answers.
Gout.
They were still really struggling with fevers back then.
Yeah, they were.
Fevers were a big deal.
A lot of fevers.
So hot chocolate, which seems completely backwards considering it's a hot drink, helped with fevers apparently, liver disease, and stomach disorders. Later to be proven untrue.
How could you even know? And they struggle with fever so much. How do they even know they had a fever?
My question is always what didn't help fevers? It seemed like they thought everything
They tried it all.
was some sort of medicinal thing.
Flowers, leeches, bloodletting, hot chocolate. They threw it all against the wall.
Somebody just kept on coming up with stuff.
Yeah.
They probably had some sort of doctor who had no previous knowledge. They kept on just showing up with random beans. We've got cacao.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is supposed to help us.
It's better than nothing.
Hudson is the maple syrup, and Isaiah is the power protein flapjack. This is The Riot on Radio U.
Now, it's been a wild time for football fans because even as we careen towards the Super Bowl, there's a lot of concern from some certain football fans. The football fans that are not Taylor Swift fans. With Taylor Swift going to be involved in the Super Bowl, possibly, likely, hopefully, can we say?
We can only hope.
Some are saying there's too much Taylor Swift in my football. And I don't know if you saw this posted out yesterday, but the math has been added up. The numbers have been tallied on how much Taylor Swift has actually been shown in the football games that she's attended. And if you average it out, every game that she's been there since she started dating Travis Kelce, she's shown less than 30 seconds in total in each game that she goes to. 3+ hour broadcast.
So barely at all.
Barely, yeah.
Not even a 1 minute
This is
of Taylor Swift coverage.
This is a great tweet from Joe Pompliano. He says she was shown for 0.39% of the time during the Chiefs game against the Ravens on Sunday. Roughly the same screen time as people making, serving, and eating crab cakes.
You got to think, too, when I watched the game on Sunday, I was waiting for them to go to Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like they didn't really show her at all. I think I only saw her on the screen that I noticed one time.
Yeah. I definitely noticed her during the Chiefs and Ravens game, but going back, there's been previous games where she's been there, and I've been like, is she even there? Because they never show. It felt like you could easily miss the few times they cut away to her or whatever if you're not like have your eyes peeled watching the screen. So I don't know. It's not just them showing her on the screen for some people. It's just the whole circus with it and that they're giving any attention. But all that said, it's not detract. If your focus is the actual game, it's not detracting from that. There's a million other things they show that aren't the game, that aren't Taylor Swift either, and you're not complaining about that.
Yeah, I know it's just the circus act that people get upset with, is that they can just feel it. If they're watching the Chiefs game, they're like, when are they going to show Taylor? Like, when's she coming up? And so it's already been imprinted in everyone's mind that whenever they show her, that it's going to be like the biggest deal. Like, even though it's only 30 seconds, whenever they show her, it's like, oh, they're showing her again.
You do.
There she is.
You have to think that if you're ready to watch the Super Bowl, whether you're this person or not, somebody you're watching the Super Bowl with is just waiting for them to show her so they can go, oh, not that Taylor Swift again.
I like Kendrick's text. This might be an unpopular opinion, but it's not Taylor Swift. I don't have a problem with Taylor. It's Travis Kelce, whom I don't care for.
Oh.
If she was dating, say, Brock Purdy, I love Brock Purdy.
Oh, come on.
It would be so much better. And Kendrick, I agree with your text. I don't care for Travis Kelce at all. I think he's great. He's a fantastic player. He's a little bit arrogant, not all that humble.
Yeah.
But
he loves the spotlight too. He's so excited about it.
And so he's very excited. So I can see being less of a fan of Travis Kelce than actually Taylor Swift. I wish that she was with someone else.
You want to know what's weird? Is that I think Taylor Swift, for me, has made Travis Kelce more likable.
You think so?
I think so, yeah.
Made him seem like a sweeter guy.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just because I'm actually thinking about his actual personality less. When I just think of him, I associate him with her, who I like. So, I don't know. You know something else? I think this is helpful advice for people. I think I've been much happier since I did this. At some point in my life, I made a heel turn. I used to be the type of guy, you go back several years, if Taylor Swift was doing this, I'd be upset about it too. And I one day decided that I don't want to hate stuff just because it's popular. And so now I don't do that. And I feel much better.
You feel a lot better that way?
I feel way better. Yeah, I really do. And the things I do dislike that are popular, I try to shut up about it.
Just think there's probably somebody you're related to that maybe is watching the game for Taylor. And so maybe that can make it more exciting. Maybe your niece is watching the game to see Taylor. That could make you more excited because if your girlfriend doesn't like football but she likes Taylor Swift, maybe that's your way to get her into it.
That's right. I think a lot of people are going through that right now.
Yeah.
You don't always have to agree with Isaiah to always disagree with Hudson. The Riot. Radio U.
What is your career? And if you had to change and do something completely different, what would it be? 8772 Radio U. You can chime in with your answer. The reason I bring this up is because the Pittsburgh Penguins hockey team, all of their players were just asked what they would do if they weren't hockey players. And I'll tell you, the vast majority of them have a similar answer. Golf or tennis player. Some said soccer.
That's not how this works.
One, does that count?
Does not count.
It doesn't count.
You can't just pick to be a professional athlete in another aspect of your life.
Yeah. I couldn't say I wouldn't be a radio morning show host. I'd be a night show host on a rock station, no, on a country station. That's not actually different. That's what they're doing, I feel. And very presumptuous of them to assume
they could do that.
Yeah. They could just pick up tennis.
Yeah, I'd probably just be a pro golfer.
I'm a
make
good
millions
athlete.
that way.
I know how to skate very well. I could probably play tennis professionally. I'm not going to go through every single one of their answers. However, the most famous Pittsburgh Penguin currently, Sidney Crosby, he actually had a good answer. He said, firefighter.
No, that's realistic.
That's actually, yeah. You can put your mind to it. He could be he's a good athlete. That's important among firefighting.
He could hold the hose.
Yeah, that's right. He could find a role. I think he could find a role. So, Isaiah, what would you do if you weren't in radio?
It's a good question. I mean, my options are pretty limited. I don't have very many transferable skills.
Mm-hmm.
Since I sit down in the chair all day. My father is an electrician. Maybe I would be his understudy. Work with my dad. Learn how to wire it up.
Understudy? What do they call that? An apprenticeship?
Oh.
You want to be an apprentice?
I could be an apprentice to my father.
An electrician's apprentice. That sounds fancy.
That sounds pretty legit, huh?
Yeah, it does.
The Prince of Lightning, they call me.
And that you like a lot of patience, a lot of runway because it's your dad.
Exactly.
Like you could flunk out of normal electrician school, but since you got your dad there.
I don't need how to do that jazz. I'll just work under him. I need no prior experience. I'll just learn it the hard way. A lot of shocks, if I had to guess.
Regina says she works in finance, but if she could change her career, she'd be a singer in a band, preferably one on Radio U. Good choice.
What a great answer.
Yeah, I like it. Thomas says, ironically, I would do play-by-play for the Penguins if it was plausible, but he says that's a bit of a pipe dream at this point. I think so. Would that be, does that count as me doing play-by-play? Would that be a different career?
That would be presumptuous.
I guess the truth is that assuming you could get into any other career,
yep.
that if you couldn't do what you're doing now, that you wouldn't either be working for minimum wage or unemployed. Especially after you've done it for as long as, some people have. Susanna said she's actually in the process of changing her career right now. She's going to end her job that she's been at coming up here. And then her and her husband doing van life and then starting something new, but she hasn't decided yet.
Well, then options are open.
Yeah.
Maybe we can give you a good one.
This is the real life situation for her. So we need answers.
Yeah,
we
we'll
need
see
to figure this out.
What are some other people choosing? Tim says if I could play hockey, I would play in the NHL for the Jackets. Susanna, is that viable?
I know Susanna's a big hockey fan.
Kevin, I went from retail to being an electrician a few months ago. Did retail for 17 years, so it's a big change. Love my decision now. Kevin, I will work under you, even though you just started. My dad, me, and Kevin. Look at that.
Zach says, I'm a trust officer in a bank, but I'd be a morning talk show host on the radio if I could. Zach, you could. You definitely could.
It's not all it's cracked up to be.
Yeah, that is the one field you could get into where I can guarantee you'd make it. Now, I haven't answered, have I?
You haven't. Let's see what you've got.
What would I do? I think I'd work in a restaurant.
Working back at Panera.
Only because, yes, I have experience with that. I think I would have moved up quite a bit from what I was doing at Panera.
Yes, chef.
Head chef. That's right. Maybe if I was a sous, I think that's good enough.
A sous chef, okay.
Yeah,
Well, you can tell them all about your bagel experience. I'm sure that'll get you up there. You probably could enter the door, maybe at the top.
8772 Radio U. Battle of the Buzz is coming up.
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on Radio U.
Jessica Biel's now making headlines of her own because she took to TikTok to share that she likes to eat and drink in the shower and went ahead and listed a series of foods and drinks that she says are ideal for eating in the shower. Isaiah, have you ever eaten or drank in the shower?
I have.
Mm-hmm.
I've never eaten in the shower. I've only ever drank.
I don't think I've ever eaten in the shower either. For some reason, eating feels gross. Drinking, not bad.
Drinking doesn't feel weird in the shower. I have many a times if I'm feeling dehydrated
Mm-hmm.
and before I'm going to go do something like a sporting event, I'll drink a Powerade in the shower
Okay.
to try to save time.
Yeah, it's efficient.
I also, if I'm feeling a little tired at nighttime and I'm getting ready to do something with my friends or getting ready to go out and about or doing something fun, I will drink an energy drink in the shower to save time for getting ready.
So this is a regular thing for you, pretty regular?
I wouldn't say it's super regular, but I do it every now and then.
Some of the things that Jessica Biel says are great for in the shower, coffee and tea. I think that makes a lot of sense. Coffee is, I think, the only thing I've ever drank in the shower.
Really?
Yeah.
Odd to me.
Well, if you start your day with a shower and you're not starting, I mean, I guess I could still do this, but it would be if I had a more normal schedule. To save time, you want to have your coffee every morning to start your day. If you're showering to start your day as well as you get ready for work or school or whatever, just combine the two. So I have had shower coffee before. Also, I feel that a shower can be a very relaxing experience, and so a very soothing experience, and so can drinking coffee. So you just kind of combine, kind of like people that drink wine in the bathtub. For me, that'd be coffee in the shower. Would be a similar thing. Jessica Biel also suggested yogurt, popsicles, and cereal as viable options for eating in the shower. Cereal?
I am against those.
Cereal's where I draw the line.
Cereal is blasphemy.
Yeah.
A popsicle is blasphemy. Yogurt is blasphemy. I disagree with all three of those.
Is the shower not the best place to eat a popsicle?
See,
Because then you won't get sticky.
I can see that part of it.
Yeah.
But I also think that like the hot water hitting it, is it not going to melt your popsicle? You're holding it in your hand. Like, it's not like, I just feel like it's in the way. You're not washing, clearly.
No, but to see, again, what I said with the bathtub and the wine is that the shower can be, it doesn't have to be purely utilitarian. You don't only have to go in the shower just to get clean. You can go in there because it feels good.
It just feels like the logistics of a popsicle. It's just, I just imagine it running down your arm.
It is. If you're taking a nice warm shower, it is probably gonna melt faster, which isn't ideal. But the good news is, then yet again, you don't have to worry about cleanup because you won't get sticky.
I like what Grace is saying. It sounds like we're going to be wasting a lot of water. I can't imagine justifying to my father that I'm going to eat a bowl of cereal. He's like, what are you doing in there? You're wasting the water. You're wasting the hot water. In and out. That's what I can imagine happening.
I don't want to even eat a bowl of cereal standing up.
Emily says cereal is serial killer behavior to be eaten in the shower. I agree.
Yeah,
that is why this is water getting into the milk.
That's what I'm thinking.
A watered down cereal sounds horrible.
Can I throw a few other ideas at you then?
Please.
Fried chicken.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Why?
That just makes no sense.
It has a built-in
It's a
bucket.
soggy.
You can have the bucket out of the way of the shower. That's what I did with the coffee. It was in a mug, not with a lid on. I put it on a shelf out of the way of the spray of the water, and then when I wanted a sip, I took a sip. And so you could do the same with a bucket of fried chicken, and then and again, don't have to worry about grease.
No.
You're very clean.
That's a horrible answer. I'm thinking, if anything, I'm thinking Slim Jim or cheese stick.
Okay.
If you're looking for a realistic option in the shower, if you're trying to get some food in you, like granola bar doesn't even make sense in the shower.
Why
I
not?
wouldn't want that to get wet.
Why not?
I wouldn't want that to get wet.
How wet does your mouth get when you're showering?
Well, I usually gargle, so very.
We're not sure who behaves worse, the Riot or their dogs.
I don't even know how to behave like a real human being.
The Riot, Radio U.
It was National Croissant Day, and they had a National Croissant Day deal. You could get a croissant for a penny with any dollar purchase. Isaiah, I took advantage of that offer.
How was your croissant?
The croissant, I got the ham, egg, and cheese croissant.
Whoa, that's wild.
Which I didn't know that was an option, but I appreciate that that's a little different than other fast food restaurants.
Ham, huh?
Ham, and that was
You saw that and you were like, that's the one.
I did. I thought that, yeah. And I thought after I got it, I enjoyed it. It wasn't the best fast food breakfast sandwich I've ever had, but it was good. But you know what was even better was their little hash brown rounds, because I had to make
those are so good.
a dollar purchase. They were great.
They are good.
They were really
Did you dip
top
those?
Notch. No.
You did not
didn't
dip
need
it.
to.
No dipping.
What would you dip them in?
I usually dip those in syrup.
Real? Now that could be good.
I love a good hash brown dipped in syrup.
That could be good.
So especially those tater rounds that come at Burger King. I used to always get the French toast sticks with those. And obviously the French toast sticks comes with a little bit of syrup.
Yeah.
And I would dip those in syrup.
I like that idea. But they didn't need it. They didn't need the syrup.
No, they're good straight up.
They were that good. But it did make me wonder, how often do we get deals? Do you see deals from like fast food restaurants that excite you enough to actually go to the restaurant? Because I was thinking like the last time but prior to this, I don't know how long it's been since there was a deal that came out in the news or like that the app lets you know about or something, where I was like, oh, I've got to alter my day to make a stop there because that's such a good deal. How
That's
often
a
do you
good
think that
question.
happens now?
It doesn't happen very often for me. I'll tell you one of the times, this isn't even a deal. But when I do get to the point at Chipotle, when I know I've earned enough rewards to get a free burrito, that could be something that I will, when I'm thinking about what food I'm going to get for lunch, if I know I've got a free burrito at Chipotle, I will go and claim that. I'll go out of my way to make sure that I claim that.
That makes sense.
But usually for the everyday deals, like nothing off McDonald's deal menu is really swinging me that way, is really making me go there.
So, I mean, I agree. It's very infrequent that a deal comes up nowadays where I get excited. But what I'm trying to figure out is that's changed. It didn't used to be that way. Do you agree with that?
I agree with that too, because you think about like if you've ever been to a sporting event where like they give if they hit however many points or however many threes or however many dunks, you get like a certain thing. You get like 5 free nuggets from wherever. Like that
or
used
if
to
the
be.
Rams win, you get a free pizza.
Yeah, that used to be like, oh, right after the game, we're going straight there and getting them. Now I don't even know what it is. Like when they announce it, I just assume that they give that anyway.
So
that wouldn't be something I would go that would really swing the needle for me.
So then
the 4 free nuggets at McDonald's.
The question is, have the deals changed or have we changed?
Getting philosophical. I like it.
Yeah.
How deep does this go?
And I think, I guess there's 3 main options. One, that we don't care enough about money or fast food anymore to pay attention to the deals or get excited. I don't think that's it. I still value my money a lot.
I love the deals.
I don't like spending money.
Yeah.
But I like eating fast food a lot. So it's not that.
Because I have the apps. I use the deals every time I go. Like when I go to McDonald's, there is not a time.
Right.
Because I will order whatever the deal is. Like if it's a double cheeseburger and you get a free 6-piece nugget, which is usually what I do, I get that every time. And so depending on what the deal is, that's what I'll order.
Yeah. That right. So it's not like we're not eating fast food. It's not like we're not using the deals. So then the 2 options is we're desensitized because there's so many deals, or the other one is the deals aren't as good as they used to be. The exciting deals don't come along as often as they used to. Do you think that's the answer? I
think the answer is just we're so used to always having deals. Like whenever you go to a fast food restaurant, you're going to have a deal that you can use to where if they're giving you another free deal, that doesn't matter to you because there's already 8 other options that you're probably going to choose anyway.
With the rewards programs and the apps, you should never go somewhere and feel like you're paying full price.
Yes.
You should always feel like you're getting a deal. but that means every deal is less exciting overall.
I'll tell you the most recent deal I was most disappointed with.
Mm-hmm.
For my birthday for Chipotle, you know what they gave me?
What did they give you?
They gave me a free drink,
Ah,
a free soft drink. What a special deal that felt.
yeah. Happy birthday.
That really swung the needle for me.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on RadioU.
The new Space Dunk Oreos. We just need some milk. Got to get on that. So make sure you watch on the RadioU Riot Facebook page and a YouTube channel for that. Isaiah, tell me why this isn't the perfect crime. Stealing an ice cream truck.
Feels kind of innocent.
A little innocent. Yeah. Especially when you realize, at least in this case, I have a guy who did steal an ice cream truck that happened to have $30,000 of ice cream in it.
It's a lot of ice cream.
Yeah. So you think about that, you're getting a truck and you're getting $30,000 of something. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now I'm starting to think if I was going to steal something, it'll be an ice cream truck.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
My reasoning is because I would want to steal something that would be easy to get rid of.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't be easy to sell $30,000 worth of ice cream. It's not like Kroger's going to buy that from you.
No, but
You're a thief.
see, I was thinking like you just go to like a park and then there's kids